Welcome to the True Love Secrets Revealed. We have here with us today Tara Love Perry. She is a master soul reader, international spiritual and psychic empowerment teacher, and founder of the I Love You, Me method. She has been called the UK's leading self-love expert and is widely considered a pioneer in her field, leading the way for a global shift in consciousness with her practical method for self-love, self-realization, transformational healing, liberation, and manifestation method. Hello, Tara. Welcome to the True Love Secrets Revealed Summit. Thank you for being here.
Hello, beautiful. I'm so happy and honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And hello to all your beautiful viewers.
Thank you. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Tell us a little bit, in your experience, what is the biggest struggle women face in the area of love, dating, and relationships?
Wow, that is a huge question. Thank you for that. I'm not sure I know exactly what the biggest struggle is, because I think there's the self-trust issue, there's trusting the other person. I think that's one of the biggest. I think there's fear of intimacy, fear of opening our hearts, fear of being hurt. So the fear and trust, I think, are the two biggest issues that we face. But for me personally, in all of the people that I've worked with, I feel that it is actually unresolved trauma and unresolved conditioning around what love actually is. So what do I mean by that? So for example, if you have a parent that doesn't open up to you emotionally, is emotionally withholding, or you have a parent that doesn't validate you, so you don't feel seen, or you don't feel heard, you don't feel truly met, you don't have a parent that's present with you and able to gift you, because it is a gift of presence, to be able to be, you know, having that loving attention. If you've had a parent that harmed you in any way, or hurt you in any, or abandoned you, or, you know, there's lots of different ways that human beings, even with the best will in the world, think that they're loving their children and loving each other in relationship. But actually, when you look at it more closely, it's very conditional. It means there are conditions to, I'm going to love you and stay with you so long as fill in the blank. Right. And I'm not going to love you. I'm going to reject you, abandon you, hurt you, abuse you, yell at you if you don't fill in the blank. And we're constantly exposed to these conditions of love as children, when really we're just coming from that fresh, pure, innocent place. We're naturally, absolutely, unconditionally loving as babies and small children. It's our nature, it's who we are. We haven't learned the conditions. We haven't learned the rules. If I do this, I'll get loved. And if I don't do this, I won't get loved. So, you know, we're fresh out of the box, so to speak, thrust into this environment of all these conditions, hidden information, people projecting their subconscious wounding and traumas onto one another in relationship, and therefore onto the children. And we also have a thing, I won't go into it right now, called generational trauma. So it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation, and then it's right there on us for us to do. And it's like a lot. It's a lot in this day and age for any child in just growing up in the world, you know, with the state of our parents' relationships, with the state of high levels of trauma in people. And really, I think a lot of lost souls really not knowing what unconditional true love actually is. So my feeling is, what I see is that when we can be the one, because we're the most loving one in our own lives, right? I'm sure in your life you think, well, I'm the most loving person I know.
Yes, I know a lot of loving people. yes.
Right, but you know that you're a genuinely loving person.
Right.
You know that you can love unconditionally. And I think women generally do. They know that they can be unconditionally loving. And instead of trying to give that to another person, see how it feels to apply that unconditional love to oneself first. And a lot of people just get really confused with that. Like, well, I don't know how to do that.
Right.
And that's why people like myself and lots of other people are out there enabled to assist in how to do that. In answer to your question, just to kind of summarize, I feel that the biggest impact, the biggest problem is that wounding. It's mostly subconscious. We don't walk around,
Right.
Through a conscious eyes, projecting our wounds onto other people or bringing them up. Of course, there is a lot there consciously as well, but I think they're mostly subconscious, deeply buried childhood wounding, but they come out in our relationships with others. Very much so. That's going to be your greatest trigger, your greatest mirror is your most intimate relationships. So it's easy to project on the other person when it's actually just mirroring our stuff. And so I think the biggest thing that people can do is actually learn how to address those places where they haven't been loved properly, where there has been a damaging kind of love or a very conditioned love, and therefore not really that loving at all. And be the most loving person to be able to navigate those places, meet themselves deeply, give themselves that loving presence, and to be able to heal those wounds. And I think that's the most empowering, transformational, amazing thing that anybody could do for themselves, and then for the people that they love the most, so that we're not inflicting our wounding on other people and vice versa.
How beautiful.
It's deep. It's deep. And that's why I think it's hard for, it's challenging.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, if you allow me. It's like, what do you think is stopping these women from doing that? From looking at the mirror and saying, what is missing? How can I give this love to myself so I can be a healthier source of love to the other?
And I think that's an extremely powerful question that you've just asked. What is stopping us?
Yeah.
I would suggest that everybody listening to your video right now just stop for a moment and ask themselves and say, what is stopping me? And get clear on their own inner answer, because it's going to be unique to each person. But as a whole, I believe the only answer really is fear. We're afraid. We're afraid of what we'll find. We just don't know how. And we're afraid of not being able to, trust ourselves, to be able to feel those very uncomfortable things, and to be the one that's enough, that you are enough, a person is enough to give that love to themselves, because there's so much unworthiness inside of people that holds them back in love. And I think that's it. I think that's the greatest block. I think it's scary. And it's so much easier as well, isn't it, to think, well, if I just find somebody else who loves me instead, I'll find somebody else who will heal me. Right. I'll get a really nice partner that replaces my dad's love that I didn't get, or I'll get a nice partner that, mothers me and, nurtures me in the way that my mother didn't, or something like that. And so I think people look externally to get their needs met, to get that need for love met, and it feels much easier. But in the long run, it really isn't, because all roads end up leading back to ourselves. It's just whether we're going to take a long time to do that, and maybe never yet do it in this lifetime, or whether we take the shortcut and say, let me align myself, let me transform myself with love, so that we are being the love. We are being love itself, because that's who I believe we truly are, is we are pure beings of unconditional love. Love is our default. We search for it. We've come from love. We return to love. All we need is love. We just want love. And so we can actually be that unconditional love, just that state of being. And that really changes everything. That's a whole different level of reality. It's a different level of relationship. It's a different level of consciousness that love can empower us into.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, we are love. We are love.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing a couple of steps that our listeners, that women that are listening to you and are wondering, well, how do I get there? Where do I start? Or, you know, sometimes it helps to have a little bit of a blueprint from an expert, from somebody that has been there, gone through that, and is on the other side. So would you mind to share one or two steps?
Absolutely, I would love to. So I actually have a 7-step method. So I believe that, you know, all of those steps are absolutely crucial, like ingredients in a recipe. They're all needed to get the result that you want. But the very first step is the one that most people completely overlook, and it's kind of too simple in a way, and people negate it, think it's really not that important. And therefore, they might do the other steps even, but not get the right result. And it's important, right? So that first step is knowing how to connect with yourself. And it's like, okay, well, how do you connect with yourself? Well, think about how you connect with someone else. It's kind of really simple. It's so intuitive, you almost don't think about it. You look at someone just like you and I are.
Yes.
We speak to someone,
Right.
but we're listening. If we were closer, we could touch one another and just say hi, connect. We can empathically feel one another even.
Right.
That's, I believe, a sense that people are developing more and more people are becoming empathic or noticing their empathy.
Right.
And I think that's a really important mode of connection that we have with people. And that, you know, we talk about a heart connection.
Would you say, Tara, that means in a way building intimacy with ourselves?
That's absolutely the right way of saying it.
Oh.
Absolutely. But it's funny because we're so used to thinking connection is out there, away from us, that we have to do something external in our lives to get a need for connection met. And the need is in here.
Yes.
So we go out here looking for it,
Yes.
but you can come back to the part of you that needs to be connected with. And this is the most profound part. Is, yes, we're going to use our eyes, but are we going to do this? No, it's closing the eyes. It's looking internally. It's internally listening. And it's also speaking aloud. I encourage all my clients, all my practitioners and trainees to speak aloud to themselves, because words have an impact. Words are keys. Words are vibrations, and we are ultimately vibration. But this is the most powerful thing. And this is the part that most people completely overlook, right? And that is, when you really get down to it, the thing that's connecting you to this life right now, that's what we connect with. And what is that thing?
Can you say it again? Can you say it again?
The thing, what is connecting you,
right,
to your body, to this life right now? Something that is already connecting to you and connecting with you.
The breath?
The breath. Yay! It's so simple. Right?
Points for me.
No, it's so simple, but it's true. And when you think about it, none of us would be here right now if our breath, this invisible force that comes from we don't even know where and returns to we don't even know where. But this is life. This is life connecting to us. Whatever that force of life is that you call creator, source, universe, God, goddess, spirit, great spirit, holy spirit, whatever you want to call it, that power has been breathing life into all life everywhere on this planet for so long. And now it's breathing to you, and you exist. You are connected in your body. In this life right now, you are connected to, so you have a sense of self. And it's so profound, and it's so kind of right under our noses that we miss it. And it's almost too like, oh, esoteric or something, but it isn't. Like literally, you don't exist without breath.
Yes.
So when you connect to your breath, and I don't mean by doing like a breathing exercise, like, or something to get into a certain state, it's literally having enough awareness and presence just to connect in and realize that connection is being made. And it's so profound, because from that place of realizing that you are already in connection, you have connection, you are connected to in an unconditionally loving way, that can fill those spaces in you where you feel the lack of connection, where the lack of love. And it's really the conduit, when you come right back to the very fundamentals of who we are, it's the conduit for consciousness, it's the conduit for love, it's the conduit for everything else. And it's the greatest power. So we can just like do a very simple, I call it breathe and receive meditation. You can do it in a couple of seconds, or you can do it in like, you can take as long as you like and get really deep and into it. But essentially, it's just about receiving the breath, recognizing that you are being breathed. Receive the breath, because if you want to learn how to receive love, you better first learn just how to receive your own life consciously. Right? It's so profound, it's so simple, but it's so powerful, and it's so easy to do.
Right.
And then you just say, hello, me. Recognize yourself. Thank you for being here, me. Acknowledge yourself, validate yourself. I love you, me. And receive your words. And it's like, even just doing that takes 10 seconds. And it can really just change your state. And that's a great place to start from.
Right. That is so important, what you just last said, being in, like what Tony Robbins called the beautiful state, putting ourselves in a beautiful state. So from that place we can create. But it all starts with receiving, with embodying our feminine energy, what I call it.
Absolutely.
So, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tara. This has been amazing. I'm sure our viewers are loving it and they want to know more about you and your work. And I know you have something very special for them, a free gift, something that they can get to keep getting more deep into this kind of work that you are facilitating. Can you tell us more about that? I want to get briefed.
You'll be so welcome. I'm happy to share it so much with you. It's very simple. It's literally the breathe and receive self-connection meditation. It's step one. And I will also just give your viewers a quick hint. Step two is about making a decision. So because we can't do anything without our own free will, and first deciding to do so and thinking, can I even be bothered to go and get that free gift? Will it make I don't know, I'm going to carry on doing what I always do, because it's kind of less effort to keep doing what we always do.
Right.
Tell your viewers it's so important that if they actually want to make a difference in their life and their relationships, then it's really important to be able to receive the gifts that your guests are giving, and to make the decision to use them, to really make the most of this amazing summit that you're doing, and go and get all the gifts from your speakers, because it's so interesting. We can try and give people so much, but if we're not really ready to receive and then take action, then nothing's going to happen. You're just going to listen and nothing will change. So I really want to encourage your viewers with so much love. Love yourself enough to actually go get these gifts and download all of them and use them so that you have a change. Because, I wish you so much love. I want you to be in love with yourself and in love with life and in love in relationships. And my gift is simply, think it's about 20 minutes long. It's the breathe and receive meditation so that you can practice it. It's a really beautiful practice for daily use in the morning, for example, and you can connect with your breath, feel connected, feel unconditionally loved, meet yourself, and make yourself more open and ready to receive more from your life and more love from others. It's very, very simple and it's very beautiful. So I hope you enjoy that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to grab it, and I'm sure the ladies are going to take action. That was so wise what you said, what you shared, to have the insights and then take inspired action. They go hand in hand. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. I have words cannot describe how I feel right now. I am so moved, so inspired by you. You are so beautiful. I mean, those wings seem like they're part of your body. And the heart in the middle. I couldn't see that.
This is the logo, actually. This is the 7 steps. The circles represent steps of unconditional self-love. Because when you unconditionally love yourself, and of course it's the flower of life, right? Which is the blueprint for nature, for life, for everything, for who we are. So when we love ourselves all the way down to the blueprint, the new foundation, right? You are ending karma. You are ending lifetimes of cycles of the same painful stuff. It's like you can love yourself that deeply that changes your DNA. It's amazing. And it gives you wings. It liberates you. And that's what I wish for everyone. I really just wish all people find the love that they are, come home to the truth of who we truly, truly are, and be liberated. That's my wish for all your beautiful viewers.
I receive it. Thank you. Thank you.
Get your wings. Go get your wings out.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And I'm going to cut the recording here. Thank you so much. I mean, I just told you so many times, I sound like a broken record here. But upgrade to join the VIP exclusive package. Maximize the difference that this interview series can make in your love life. The VIP package includes 2 additional VIP-only coaching and training sessions after this challenge to make the shift you want to make to create the loving relationship you want. That is an additional week of coaching and training. A private 20-minute coaching session with me to set real goals, remove your blocks, and get your questions answered. A free ticket to the Get Ready for Love Masterclass, a powerful live training session that will help you create your unique love vision and jumpstart you to create the love you want right away. On-demand access to the Library of Experts interview. These recordings will only be made available to VIPs. And emails from me updating you with all the links and dates for the VIP extra trainings, coaching calls, and resources. Amounts to a total value of $1,100. Today, you can access it for only $47. Click on the button that says Join VIP now for only $47. Looking forward to see you there.